So now we're going to get a little bit more practice using this object. Here we've got circles that are designated with center lines and dimensions. We've got a radii, some radii here. And let's just look at what this says. Well, let's see. The name is 3.3 roller arm. There's no M, so it's going to be imperial, not metric. Now looking at some of the other comments, we have 1.5 inch diameter in 3 places. So that's telling me that these 3 circles are going to be 1.5 inches. Oh, here, 0.75, 3 holes. Great. So these are going to be 3/4 of an inch, and it's a hole. And then we have radius 3 inches in 3 places. So 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Let's try this out. So the way that I would approach this, I would use those center marks along my axis, because here these are perfectly in line and they're clearly definable. So here, since this is on the, I'm going to have this on the y-axis, the x coordinate will be 0. I'm going to now move this out of the way. I'm going to just do my stuff here, which I'll refresh it. It seemed to act a little funny. All right, so I'm going to start. I almost wonder if I could do a little bit of this action for you. Okay, yeah, I think that works. So I'm going to start with my circle. And my center point for that bottom left one is going to be 0, 0. I typed in my coordinates, I press enter, and now it's saying specify radius. So I'm going to start with the inner circle, and if it's 0.75, then it's going to be 0.375. Alternatively, it's also 3/8. And you could just get a calculator for this. And now I'll zoom extents. Boom. Great. We got a very small circle. And it doesn't look like a circle, but it knows that it is a circle. Sometimes it draws things kind of rough. Let's continue though. We're making another circle. Alright, it kicked me out of AutoCAD. I tried it. I just had to remake this thing. I'm going to recommend clicking save every so often, pretty frequently. So now we're going to do another circle at 0, 0, and the radius of this one is going to be 0.75. I get this from this dimension that they give me. Oh, 0.75, enter. Great. Now I'm going to do this upper circle because that one is easier for me to find. Save. Click the circle tool, and here it's still on that y-axis, so the x-coordinate's 0, and I see that it's got a height of 2. Boom. Same deal. 3/8, and we can also do our other circle. Let's just do that. So center point 0, 2, and 0.75 inches. Enter. We now have our 2 circles up and vertically on top of each other. Now we need to identify this center point. And to do that, you could type in the coordinate. I just want to show you another kind of quick way to do this. So you could just type in the coordinates, but I like showing you different methods. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw a rectangle and set the coordinates to the center point. Just follow me here. So here I see it's over 3 and it's up 1. So it's 3, 1. But I have to specify here 3, 1. If I were to type it in there, it would mess up because it was asking for a distance. Don't want that. Here I'm just trying to type in coordinates. Now I'm going to use a modify tool that I've brought up before, copy. So I'm going to select my objects. I'm going to use the green selector, which will select anything that it touches. I now press enter, specify the base point, which is the point that I move it from, And now I'm going to snap the center of these two pieces right to that rectangle. I can now select the rectangle, delete it, so it's no longer in my drawing. Save. Alright, now this drawing is a little tricky because we have these radii that we have to insert, but we don't have the ability to use a fillet tool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to generate circles using a different command line. Okay, we're going to get that circle tool and we're going to look at the options. Okay, 3-point, 2-point, TTR, tan radius. That's the one I want. A tangent line is a line that only touches the edge of a circle at a single point. So I'm going to select this, and it says specify point on object for first tangent. I'm going to select here. This is the first circle that I want to have a tangent line to. Now specify point on object for second tangent. Boom. Click here. Now I specify the radius. Looking at this, it tells me the radius is 3. So I'm going to type 3. And look at that. We have an arc tangent to both circles with a radius of 3. Since I have a full object, but I need to chop it up, I'm going to use that trim tool. Once I select it, it's going to allow me to chop up that object and only keep the parts I want. Great. Save it. And let's continue that. Draw tan radius. Tan radius 3. Enter. Good. Circle. Tan radius. There's my tangent. There's my tangent. Radius of 3. Trim tool. 1. 2. And I now have my object. Save it, because now we have to add our dimensions, our center lines, and things like that. So for that, I'm going to go to my layers. I need to make some layers. Let's call our layer 1 center. And the other one is going to be dimensions. Now, dimensions, I tend to do yellow. Center lines, I tend to do red. Now, staying in center, center line should be a center line. Dimensions, continuous solid. Great. Properties. So, what we need to do, for our center lines, let's set the size of our center lines equal to, or the scale of it, equal to the size of this inner circle. So I'm going to do, or the radius of it. So line type scale is 3/8. Now I'm going to get my dimension tool. Oh, I have to change my text. So my text style, if I don't change that, it's going to look big. So here we have simplex, let's see, or dimension style, excuse me. Let's go to decimal point 2. Dimension here. That's not right. I'm not trying to dimension. I'm trying to draw center lines. So I'm going to use my line tool. Boom, boom. Oh boy. Looks like our scale is not good. Seemingly too small. So let's make that 0.75. Anytime that I make a change, it will not reflect in my drawing. Center. Line type is center. Okay. For some reason it didn't change that, but okay, now it's too big. Let's go back. And we just got to pick a scale that makes it look like a center line. Looks like we got it. Good, good. We now have center lines here. And now we're going to use that same trick that I showed you before. Now that, we have the axis in the way, but we see that the center line is really set up nicely with that circle. So what I'm going to do is get my copy command. I'm going to select 1, 2, hold shift, press enter, base points the center, copy it there, copy it there. You should have a center snap point. If you don't, you probably don't have your snaps set. So make sure that you have all your snaps. All right, we have center lines. Now we need dimensions. I press escape to get me out of the drawing tool. And now I'm going to change to my dimension layer. Okay, line type for this is continuous. And let's see how it runs. Let's get our dimension tool. Boom. And now I just hover until it's perpendicular. We can set up our dimension here. Looks good. Now dimension here. I'm going to hover, but not click. I'm just going to drag it out until it's perpendicular. Put in another dimension. And then let's do one more. Click here. Must have missed something. Let's try it one more time. Dimension here. There we go. I want my information to confirm the correct stuff because it was saying 1.0003. That's not 1, however close it may be. Now I'm going to dimension this radius, and I'm going to dimension circle 1. Let's get that. There we go. And we're going to just move around until we get the radius that we want. That's good. And then one more. Because right now it's giving me some weird snap points. Now it's giving me the diameter that I want. And you could adjust this by adding text. Let's see. Let's say, was it 3 places? We could just, there we go. And now, moving it around, 3 places. And let's copy and paste that. I double click the text to change it to holes. And it doesn't look perfect, but we're just getting basic understanding at this point. I'm not trying to be completely perfect at this point. Let's just move that. Nope. Undo. Alright. That's fine. Now, we have to get it into paper space. I'm going to do this quickly. Views, Layout 1. We are going to double click into here. We're going to do that. Oh, there we go. Now I'm in here. I can add my text. And I'm just going to put 3.3 roller arm. And now I'm going to plot style, monochrome. And you could take a snip of this. You could also change your text to be black. That's it.